I'm super, super excited for the next one to welcome two legends of the game. We have both Carly and Hayley from Convert Digital, one of the leading agencies here in Australia and New Zealand. Carly being a solution consultant with them, working with a whole host of wonderful retailers that we all know, including the likes of Age, Honey Birdette, and Confidence Club. With a background in product design, she normally helps to really translate customer behavior into strategies that lift conversion and enrich the on-site journey while still maintaining that brand presence. And Hayley is the senior account manager at Convert as well, leading an impressive portfolio of top-tier clients across diverse verticals, from designer, fast fashion, lifestyle, even to pet brands. These two really, really know what they're talking about, and I'm super excited for them to really dig into something that often gets overlooked, but really should be fundamental towards the process, which is understanding what makes a perfect PDP. So Hayley and Carly, over to you guys.
Awesome. So thanks everyone for joining us. We'll just go on to the second slide. So yeah, as Hugh mentioned, we're here to talk to you about turning your product detail pages into conversion powerhouses. These are really the central location for where you can build trust, reduce returns, inspire people to purchase. It's really the final spot someone is on before they are adding something into their cart, and something that we focus on a lot with our clients, particularly fashion clients. We're going to show you a bunch of examples today to go through. Awesome. So why does the product page matter? As I said, it drives conversion. So it's really that decisive moment in the buying journey. So we're really looking to kind of keep everything above the fold. We want to have all of the clear information that people are looking for. So we want to be able to not only add to cart, but see the variations that are available, be able to see all of those key call outs that really build trust. So whether that's social proof through integrated UGC, or whether we're also looking to show free shipping, what kind of delivery timeframes people are looking at, and then also reducing returns. So we're in the section where people are going to be choosing their size. So we really want to be showing clear sizing, fit, product details, so that people feel really confident that what they're purchasing is going to suit their needs and they're not going to return it to you, adding some additional overhead there on your side.
Absolutely. So how do we actually achieve that perfection then? So Carly's just touched on a couple of those really key points. So how can we make a PDP perfect? So don't make your customers dig for any information. Keep everything within reach. Keep it above the fold if possible. We don't want them to have to hunt for things, because that could potentially result in a lost sale. One thing that we're really seeing, and I think we've just heard a lot about this today as well, is around user-generated content, videos, styling lookbooks, smart recommendations, utilizing the power of AI. How can we turn a product page into a page of inspiration and let your product page shine? We always want to reduce friction across the site as well. So always having clear sizing toggles. Carly just really touched on that as well. That's such a huge driver for improving conversion rates across your site. So making sure that you've got in-store finders, accurate stock levels that are really clearly depicted across your PDP. That will all help reduce the effort for your customers, which will eventually result in a much faster checkout. So then how do we actually close that deal? How do we convert people from browsing into buying? Some really key strategies could be around like adding in sticky add to cart buttons, including clear pricing structures. This is really heavily encouraged as we head into Black Friday and peak season. So if we've got discounted pricing, ensuring that strike-throughs are really clearly illustrated, making sure that discounting is really clear as well. That will all help keep that momentum going across that PDP and across that user journey. Additional proof points around like ratings, rewards, loyalty, clear shipping timeframes, they're all really key trust builders as well. That will always help your customer commit and actually buy it. It's almost like having a friend sitting behind your shoulder going, yep, absolutely, buy that. So now we're going to actually run you through some of our real world examples. So these are real clients that Convert Digital has actually worked with. We've been really blessed to partner with some incredible merchants and develop a really beautiful range of different types of e-commerce sites this year. So we'll show you some proven tactics on what actually works and some practical inspiration that hopefully will inspire you to help elevate your PDPs. Carly, I know this is a huge favorite for you. Did you want to talk us through Annapelli?
Yeah, So this one, the focus on the PDP for Enapelli is really around returns and the sizing and fit of garments. So when we're doing solutioning and trying to really scope out projects, we want to figure out like what issues are at the heart of a brand. And for fashion, a lot of times people are going to be bracket buying. They're going to be buying, guessing at their size, because there is no consistent size guide across different brands. So what we're seeing here with Enapelli is that when there's size guide, it's a nice drawer that slides out from the side. You're able to see actual key garment dimensions. So these are actually pulled from their tech pack. So it's work that they already had available to them. It's not adding any additional overhead. And those measurements are all rendered onto the garments. Every garment is different. So there will be garments where they are oversized t-shirts. Those may be consistent, but then another t-shirt may have completely different dimensions. And so we're able to communicate that really effectively to the consumer here. But also we're not kind of pushing someone into a size guide and then making them go back to the PDP. So we've retained your size selector. The size selector then renders the different measurements above it, and you're able to add it to bag. If you don't want to add it to your bag, you can also add it to your wish list. We're also seeing down the bottom, we've got body measurements and size conversions, and we've got a nice little toggle there between centimeters and inches. When we're looking at international markets, obviously use different systems across the world, and so we want to be able to have both measurements available to consumers. When you select your size, something that's really fun and that I quite like is that if you choose a 10, not only do the measurements above change, but we also move across on the slider down below. So it moves across, so you're actually able to see the body measurements that are expected for that size. So everything is kind of working in tandem. It really works to deliver that level of confidence that what you're buying is going to fit exactly as it measures. I actually tested this one out myself. Anyone on the call will know that buying jeans is the biggest pain in the ass. You order jeans and you are just literally hoping that what you receive is going to fit. I was able to measure a pair of jeans that I had and cross compare. I've now been able to order 3 different pairs of jeans in 3 different fits, and all of them have fitted.
And so unheard of online.
I haven't returned any of the jeans. And I mean, I still have jeans from last year that have the tags because they didn't fit the way they were supposed to. And I don't like to return stuff. Yeah, I feel like that's a real testament to how well this works, is that all of the information a consumer could want about the size and fit of a garment, like denim, is there and ready to use. So yeah, I feel like this is one that's been executed really well. We had never done garment tech pack CAD drawings before. And so being able to implement this, but still maintain the add to cart, the wish list, being able to see all of the sizing in real time is a real benefit to consumers, but also to the brand.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably the perfect segue too. This is another example, Honey Bidet. They have this incredible model measurements slide out that appears on the page. I absolutely love this as a consumer. Anyone that knows Carly and I, we absolutely love to shop. You'll constantly see us online. So I know that a trust point for me is anytime I see that model measurements modal pop up, I actually know who the models are across different brands, and I always can go, okay, I know that model is similar measurements to me. So if it looks amazing on her, if it looks great, if the style and the fit and the cut is sort of what I'm looking for, if it's a brand that I haven't really interacted with before, I don't know what their sizing looks like, it just gives me that additional layer of confidence and trust that I'm not going to have to return something. I can buy my regular sizing because I bought with that model from a different brand before. It really just empowers me to make a really informed decision. So it's such a simple feature, but it really does make that shopping experience feel a little bit more personal and a little bit more, I can just confidently commit to the purchase and not have to return, because I hate returning things as well. Another key point that Honey Bidet actually really drive for is their USP icons and their call outs. It's such a good way to provide reassurance to your customer, but also help reinforce your brand values as well. A key call out for the Honey Bidet team is that they've got discreet packaging across their site. So we want to make sure that we're talking about that on the page as well. People may not want it getting delivered to their office or delivered to their parcel locker, talking about, a big Honey Bidet package. For anyone that knows, we also want to highlight really cleverly curated pair with recommendations that will help drive your average order value. So we can do that through contextual cross-selling. So making sure that our pair widths are really targeted, really tying back into what the actual customer is looking to purchase. Focus on virtual styling as well, like really sell the dream. You know, if you're selling the top, sell the bottom. If you're selling a beautiful resort campaign and it's got matching earrings or matching, you know, bag, promote that through there. A really good example is, like, obviously different to Honey Birdette, but hiking boots. If you've bought a high value item and you're wanting to increase that average order value, what goes with hiking boots? Merino wool socks. It's a lower cost item. It reduces that purchase barrier, but does really help drive that average order value. It's a low barrier for people to do, and it's really simple as long as you've got really smart and curated pair with or recommendations on your site.
Yeah, I think that's something we see a lot, is that people will have recommendations on a PDP, and it's like, you're on a jeans page, we're recommending 3 more pairs of jeans. I've already got the jeans, sell me the top. Yes. Please recommend something else to me so that I can build up an entire outfit. And we touch on it later on, but I think it's just such an easy, simple focus area. If you already have recommendations, to really be tailoring those so that you're able to increase your AOV. And then this next one is our lovely friends at Arms of Eve. And so they have a whole bunch of trust building and conversion components on their pages. So I guess starting from when you're on a PLP, you initially see the product tag. We transfer those across into the PDP, so you can still see that something is a bestseller. We have all of the reviews in the hierarchy up the top. We're seeing strike through pricing, so that you're not just seeing that something is 20% off, you're actually seeing what the markdown of that discount is. And then we have a whole bunch of USPs for them. We also have the increase to the AOV again with ad gift wrapping. We have lots of merchants that add gift wrapping on. It's a low cost way for you to increase what someone is purchasing, but also allows you to figure out, is gifting a huge component of your brand? Because if someone is ordering 3 necklaces, maybe they want to get each of them gift wrapped. It's a really good way to know how to be presenting information. So I feel like that is a really great, and it's low cost, right? We're looking at $5 to add gift wrapping on there. And then they also have a large store network. So when we look at find in store, you're not able to hold the stock for this particular one, but they want people to go into the store. So if you're able to see that there is stock in a store that's 5 or 10 kilometers away, potentially you're going to go in. We do something similar on Honey Birdette as well. And for their USA market, we're really looking at, you know, if I'm 49 kilometers away from a store, am I going to drive 55 kilometers? And it's something we talk about as well with Ringers Western. So they have people coming from the country, and someone driving 50, 60 kilometers is not unheard of. Someone will drive from here to the Gold Coast, from Brisbane to the Gold Coast to be able to buy things. So really thinking about your audience and whether they're going to want to be traveling as to how you present that find in store information, because postcode may not be the best way to present it. We're starting to see more people move towards like distance mapping for that. So I think those are like just really strong features to have across a PDP. And I encourage you to go and have a look at these sites. Something else that Honey Birdette does really well is sets pages. Hayley was touching on selling things in groupings. And you find that people are going to be purchasing in sets. Like jewelry is another great one. If you want to buy a necklace, maybe you want matching earrings, maybe you want a bracelet. It's a really easy way to sell a bunch of products together rather than just focusing on selling the individual.
Absolutely. And look, I think you've nailed that, Carly. The Arms of Eve team, you look at this PDP and it's pretty much a masterclass in best case, best in class. They've got all of the key features here just to help encourage that purchase. They've got really smart USPs. They've got that beautiful, add to the gift wrap, which is such a low barrier as well. So they've really nailed it on this one.
Yeah, it looks great.
The next one we want to talk about, Carly, is emerging trends. So where are PDPs going next? What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are the gals doing on the internet? We are looking at really enriching that shopping experience. So looking at UGC, lots of video, AR try-on. So we've been playing around in Office. Our lovely friend Tom was trying on some jeans. He looked phenomenal.
He looked amazing in it.
He did look amazing in those jeans. we're really looking to do smart merchandising. So we've spoken so much like in the industry about really personalizing experiences. And a lot of that is really lent towards being like, oh, if I always buy a size 8, recommend other things that are popular in a size 8. Or if I always buy dresses, recommend lots of dresses to me. And we're really starting to move into this world where we're doing geo-based merchandising and recommendations, really contextual pairings and curated with suggestions like we touched on Honey Birdette. So not just recommending more clothing items, but things that really kind of enrich how your products are used in someone's life.
I was just going to say some other really cool features that we're seeing as well is like adaptive product suggestions. So really cool things like based on your location or seasonality. So we even see some things where you can actually merchandise your storefront now based on the weather. So if it's raining down in Melbourne or it's really cold, if there's like an icy blast that'll come through, you can actually start to merchandise and promote products that suit that cooler climate. But if you've got customers up in Brisbane where it's 33 degrees and you're sweating bullets, you can actually merchandise based on the location of where your customer is. So just starting to get to know your customer a little bit more, utilizing some of this incredible tech that we're starting to see evolve can really just improve that shopper experience and really just sell them targeted products that they're actually searching for. So this is also part of the rise of video content and UGC content as well, which Carly's talked on a bit. It continues to reign supreme. We've seen incredible results from some partners that we work with, like Tolstoy around video, that just helps drive that difference between that retail physical space and versus the online. It just bridges that gap, which is absolutely amazing. Video on UGC is also such a great opportunity for brand storytelling as well, which we'll sort of touch on a little bit later. But it's a great way for brands to highlight their behind the scenes content or any artisan highlights if you're really wanting to talk about how a beautiful garment was made, like Age, for example. They've just released their beautiful resort collection this week. So we want to feature like why the product was made and how the designers came up with this beautiful print and what does it mean. Customers are interested in this information, especially if you're looking to build that brand experience and that repeat customer. This is a beautiful way to do it, and it's highly effective. So I did just talk a little bit about one of our partners, Tolstoy, that really drives home that UGC integrations. I know, Carly, this is such a huge favorite for you. Did you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah. Tolstoy would be one of the partners that we see integrated a lot. This probably answers Jono's question. Typically, we're looking at nice little circles, which you can see in one of those images there, which are in kind of like an as seen on. So you're able to really curate the content that's showing. We're seeing lots of brands now letting us know that they are starting to capture the UGC content when they go to their e-com shoots. So there's, a little bit of time spent to the model walking around in the outfit, doing a few turns, and then those videos are prioritized here. These examples are from Henny. So Henny has the ability, when you click in, you can see the video, but you're also able to see all of the items that are attached to it. It's a nice little overlay. You can have music on them. You don't need to. Another one of our clients has seen a 23.5% order increase from video. So 8.5% is the industry average. 6.8% conversion rate, which is 3 times above the industry average, and then a plus 40% engagement rate above benchmark. People are able to add those products to cart without leaving the video experience, which I think is really key. Like, it ties back into what we were seeing with size guides. Being able to show people additional information and allow them to still add to cart without needing to do extra steps is such a key thing to do. I think previously we used to push people away. It was like, you're on the PDP and you want information about shipping? Cool, go to the shipping page. You want information about a size guide? Here's a random size guide page. And I still encounter brands now that have that kind of setup. If you can put the information on the PDP or if it's in a pop-up to retain an add to cart button, that increases conversion exponentially. So I think Tolstoy as a partner recommendation would be something that I would encourage you to go and have a look at. It would be one of the market leaders in terms of the ones that we implement. And access to great engagement metrics, able to utilize social content that exists from your users, but also able to upload custom videos yourself, which I think is really key.
Yeah, absolutely. Nailed it. And so this is probably just a little bit of a fangirl moment for me at the moment. another cool thing that we've seen, similar to the rise of UGC, is these outfit builders. So Meshki have absolutely nailed this. It's really building that inspiration and that aspiration. So you can see in the example here that customers have the opportunity to drag and drop products and curate their own outfits, curate their own looks. So this is taking the lookbook or the pair with to the absolute next level. It's beautiful, it's seamless, it's fun, it's shareable. You can share it with your friends. It's great for party planning if you're doing a hen's party, or if you're planning bridal looks. So we're starting to see a lot more tech like this emerge, which is beautiful, and just helps drive that lovely, well-rounded experience where you can actually see smart products and have a little bit of fun with it as well. The internet's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be boring.
Yes.
So it's a great way. And then you can add it straight into cart. It's seamless. It's easy. Absolutely.
This one is just phenomenal. This is kind of one of those things you see on the internet and you're like, oh, why didn't we think of that? Why haven't we built that? So if anyone would like to build an outfit builder, we're really keen to build one.
We want it.
This is phenomenal. Yeah.
All right, Carly, what's next?
Yeah. Okay. So, we're about to head into the busiest season of the year. And it all feels like the busiest season of the year in e-com. Yeah. But I think we're going to talk about the basics that you can do straight away, because there's no way you're building a Meshki outfit builder in the next 30 days. It's just not possible. No. And then we're going to talk about the things that you can do post the next 30 days.
Absolutely. I did jump the gun a little bit there, but we wanted to give you guys some actionable things that you could take away today and start implementing now ahead of Black Friday, where we're on the cusp of peak. So what can you do to perfect your PDPs immediately? Go through and audit your PDPs. Check what's working, what's missing. Is there any friction that you're noticing? Utilize your stats, utilize your Google Analytics, look at your reporting, look at any trends that you can see, and just start to identify any common themes that look like they could use some improvement. Massive one, especially as we head into peak discounting season, strike through pricing. Show your was and your is pricing. Make sure that you can implement a way to highlight the saving that people have saved. Make it a percentage if you can. Sometimes if you're displaying like a dollar value, you could have a was and is and then a saving cost. That could be a little bit confusing for consumers, but if you do it in a strategic way, it can work really well. Size and fit, we've talked about it a lot today. That is such a huge driver for trust, reducing returns, especially during this peak season. You want to make sure that you're getting your product out and not getting much back. Implementing clear, simple ways to highlight like how your model is wearing the fit, what size are they? That's a really quick and easy way to just try and reduce that friction there. Your delivery and your returns info, we've seen a lot across social media this year with shipping delays, with the havoc of tariffs. Communicate clearly and early to your customers. So if you've got any shipping delays, utilize your announcement bars, utilize your social media, display that on the PDP as well. Make sure that you've got those clear comms up. That's really easy for you guys to go and implement straight away. And then highlight any key USPs. So if you're doing any special promos where you've got a reduced threshold for your free shipping, highlight that. That's a great pull to get people in. Highlight your returns policy. These are really, really quick and easy ways for you to just quickly review the PDP, make some quick little optimizations ahead of peak, and hopefully help continue to drive those conversions.
Yeah, you don't need to be spending time building out entire new sections. It's the perfect time to test and trial what works for your consumer. So if you're updating copy on, say, a few PDPs to include shipping, model information, additional information, you could also have a few PDPs that don't have that and monitor to see which is converting better. So I think one of the key things is that we do all of this work and we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday happen, and then we go, cool, that's done. Like, we're all good until Boxing Day sales or whatever the next sale is that your business may do. And I know lots of businesses aren't in the habit anymore of doing large discounts. We're moving away from being always on sale. And so doing a deep dive on those analytics. So review the performance during these periods. Review it based on last year as well. Go back, 2-3 years, look at what has happened during that time period so that you're able to use that data and grow. test out those enhanced size guides. So go from those simple fit notes into something more detailed. Make them category specific size content. Like really look at focusing on enhancing the content that you have and that your consumers are looking for. Start to explore the pair with sections. So those real complete the looks or goes with, we're seeing a lot of people now implementing hotspots. Typically, these used to be on like standalone sections on a homepage. Now we're bringing them into a PDP where you're able to click and you can see all of the items that are styled in a photo shoot. Because if you trawl the Instagram comments of any fashion brand, it's always like, where are those shoes from? Where are those shoes from? And if you sell those shoes, you could have been selling them online on the PDP. So really kind of looking to centralize all of that content. And then looking at that contextual merchandising. So that geo-based stuff that Hayley was talking about, there is no point selling me a winter coat without all of the accessories. But also if you know I'm in Queensland and I've bought a coat, one purchase does not make a rule. If I have bought a coat, it's because I'm probably going somewhere cold and I need the coat. I'm not like rocking around Queensland in puffer jackets all the time. So just keep in mind that consumer behavior has to be built up over time, and we don't want to kind of just be assuming and providing people wrong information. And then finally, and I think this is probably something really key, when we often will get brands come to us and it's like, oh, well, I love how these brands look on their PDP, their PLP, their homepage. Invest in your imagery. Invest in that brand, like all of that editorial imagery, the UGC integration, even how you display your product names. Like that PDP storytelling piece is so key. Like I've used an example here. Is someone going to land on a page called Blue Viscose Blend Wide Leg Pant? Excellent for SEO, terrible as a consumer. That is so boring. Or are they more likely to shop something called Rylan Extra Wide Leg Jean? You still have the descriptors there, but it really ties back to a brand piece more. It's something that stands out to me all of the time. When I land on a page and the content is written kind of in a very copy-pasty way and it doesn't feel thoughtful, consumers notice that stuff. There are so many brands in market now that if you are not doing stuff really well or really consistently, it stands out and it's noticeable. So, I mean, some of these things you could even start doing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, starting to run some of the tests. But post Black Friday, Cyber Monday, use the information that you have to build on the experience. You don't need to rip everything apart to be able to enhance an experience.
Yeah. Alrighty then. I think that is probably the perfect segue to get close to ending on. So like Carly said, there's probably not a heap of massive iterations you can make on the site now, but there are a lot of little incremental changes that you can make. But if you would like to chat to us, please reach out. If you're already thinking about your Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies for 2026, we are here to help. We love to chat. We love to talk about all things on the internet. And more than anything, we love to shop. If you want to reach out to Carly or myself, our details are there. We're on LinkedIn. We're pretty much on every social media platform. You'll always see us online. Reach out. We would love to absolutely chat. Even if you just want to get a hand with little increments or little changes that you can make on the site now, we'd be happy to support you.